BlackRock's IBIT bought 7,720 Bitcoin worth almost $1 billion yesterday. Talk about inflows. Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the XRP Army. Appreciate all the love. Looking across the board right now, again, Monday was an amazing day for the broader market. Over the last 1 hour, though, we're seeing a little bit of a minor pullback for the broader market, as we can see for ourselves. But consecutively, this month has been amazing. And I have no doubts that tomorrow is going to be similar as well. Based off of what we're seeing as far as the broader market is concerned. So far, the week has started off on a really positive note. The price of XRP right now is sitting just below $3, not $2, $3, $2.97 to be exact. Also down about 0.6% in Bitcoin. Comparative valuation 178 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at 6.2 billion. As always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So look what Quentin says. Way too many people expect the cycle to top in Q4. When has crypto ever done what everyone expects? So pretty much implying that, while everyone thinks, Q4 is going to be the top, maybe we do see the market extend into the new year. And if you've been following my channel, I've been saying no one, and I repeat, no one knows where the market top is going to be. There's so many different analysts out there that are projecting, this market to actually push a little further because, of course, the institutional interest coming in, the demand that we're seeing from institutions, and the regulation coming into the crypto space. Maybe we do see a little bit of a higher push. But as of now, we need to be, as far as, profit taking is concerned, you want to think strategically, because we don't know the unknown, right? We don't know whether or not the cycle is going to go longer, maybe push into, Q1, Q2 of next year. If you've been following the channel, I've been projecting Q4, or maybe we see January to be the top. That's what I've said on my channel countless of times. But again, no one really knows the top. Obviously, if you're going to be thinking that, the market might push, longer this time around, and maybe the entire, some of the big blue chip coins are going to, come out of the 4-year cycle. We don't know that, no one knows that. So again, that's where that risk strategy comes into play. If you want to obviously decrease your risk, you want to be locking your profits and, sticking with your overall strategy. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if we do go into Q1, maybe January, maybe February. But again, that's my overall timeline from day one. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree with that, and whether or not you think, we're going to see a super cycle or not. But take a look at, on this exact note, this is the discussion I really want to have with the XRP community today. Look what Raoul Powell says. He went over, a big statement here. And I want to go over what Raoul Powell says. And I want you guys to keep in mind, this is coming from his opinion. I wanted to share that with you guys. You can see for yourself. My job for myself is to maximize profits with the best risk-adjusted returns. For most, he's saying, just accumulate Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, because, of course, institutional interest is definitely there. He doesn't mention XRP in there, but because maybe that's his just personal preference. But he's, saying that. But look what he says. My job for myself is to max profits with best risk-adjusted returns I think are available. The banana zone won't fix your bad asset allocation. If you have had a decent portfolio, you will already be up a 5x to 10x from the low. Thank you. Raoul Powell nailed it right there. This is something not a lot of people understand. People are out here, XRP is not moving, this is not moving, that is not moving. Let's take a look at the price of XRP real quick. We're going to come back to the charts, obviously, but I want you guys to take a look at this. From the lows from November of last year, the price of XRP went up 7x. So he's nailed it. If you pick the right coins, you did see crazy price action. We're in a bull market, guys. We're in a bull market. Yes, people tend to forget that, but the market is maturing. If you've been following my channel, XRP has been, following the bull trend, which is nice to see. But there are a lot of other coins that are still not moving at all. This is where the diversification comes into play. You don't want to have just one single asset in your portfolio, especially obviously if you've been investing for quite some time, because you can obviously lose on a lot of different gains, and also your risk factor is really, really high. But take a look at this. If you are newer, don't chase gains. Time in the market is vital. You should make money this cycle, but here is more to play, for over time. So he says, you have 5 years or so, and I'm not going to say what he says. Please don't mess it up. And this will be pinned tweet so you can refer to it. Just let it all play out and take profits on the way. Sorry, guys. Still under the weather a little bit. Apologies for that. So he says, my work suggests that the next 6 months to 9 months can change all our lives, but don't bet on it exclusively. If you want to reduce risk and also play for the higher prices, consider selling some and buying longer dated calls in due course, where you can only lose your premium, as I did in 2021 with Ethereum, and only risk 5% from my potential leg higher, which failed. I appreciate your attention on this matter. Let me know in the comments what your personal thoughts are. Again, this is a discussion, but I totally agree with what he's saying here. If you pick the right coins over the last, few months or years, you are already up. Even if you go back to late last year, in a year, some people have already done quite well for themselves if they pick the right coins. And again, he's personally projecting 6 to 9 months still. So meaning, again, where would that really put us? He's March, maybe June. So March to June, like that's what his overall timeline is. And this kind of takes me back to 2017 cycle, where we saw 2018 was the top of the market. We saw the market kind of tumble towards the downside. And then we saw like a couple fake outs, if you remember, in springtime. Again, time is going to tell. Let me know in the comments what you guys personally think. I personally am thinking sometime Jan or Feb should be the top of the overall market, except a few handful coins that maybe by then we're going to hear about whether or not there's going to be some sort of an incentive for US-based projects. Obviously, rumors are flying around. If that is the case, then that is something we want to be discussing at that point on, not now. So let me know in the comments what you guys think on what he says. But take a look at this. Franklin Templeton, head of innovation, Sandy, just said that blockchain protocols are going to be the future utilities for the entire world. All books on record will be on public blockchains, and financial products will be digitally native. Any guesses, guys? XRP Ledger. They also believe that L1s and L2s will become the utility ledgers for the entire world. Big stuff coming from Franklin Templeton. So you can see, looking at a little bull flag here for XRP. Shout out to Crypto Inside UK, projected that we could see a breakout, something we've been anticipating and talking about on the channel. At $3.20 is a level to be looking out for, in my opinion. But we got to take it one step at a time. But I shared this in my last update here. But again, if you did not watch the last update, take a look at this. Bitcoin looks still very undervalued against M2 money supply. You can see this for yourself. And remember the positive correlation. And if this were to repeat itself, we could really get to those projections some of these analysts are saying for BTC. So Ripple National Bank charter would allow direct integration on the XRPL into the U.S. Banking mainframe. Remember that. But let's take a look at what's happening with the prices. So if you're looking at the dominance, it's showing some very, very interesting things. So it's pulling down quite sharply. We have seen a little bit of an uptick over the last 1 or 2 hours as we are going into Tuesday morning. But nonetheless, you want to be focusing on how it is pulling down regardless of Bitcoin reaching a new all-time high or not. But as Bitcoin is seeing a little bit of a retracement, dominance actually went down, which is a good sign for alts, as we know. XRP, on the other hand, currently sitting below $3 key range, but we retested close to $3.10 several different times. But we want to see that breakout, which I think is much closer than a lot of people are realizing. As we discussed in our yesterday's update too. So far so good. Still like, where we're sitting right now. We're going to see the dominance pulling down more, and I think this is where, the fun really begins for altcoins. We're going to take it one step at a time. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. What do you guys think about what Raoul Pal says? We'll see you later in Crypto ZX. Peace out.